Today we're going to look at working with bullets and the numbering system within Word, also the multi-level, the thesaurus, and working with a chart within Word. I have here a list of the top 10 paying professions. I'm going to select all of these. Then I'm going to select bullets. And this is the default form of bullet. If I don't like this, I can click on this again. Now I can also select one. If I go to Define, New Bullet, go to Symbol. I recommend going down to Wingdings because it gives you a greater variety of options. And you can scroll through these till you find one that you like. I'll go with this one, and then I'll select OK, and then OK again, and then this gives me the new bullets. You also have other options available to you. You can go to Define New Bullet. You can go to Picture, and I'm going to go for, I'll type in the word fish. And this looks good. We'll insert that and then click OK. And now I have a picture functioning as a bullet point. If you want to move a bullet point down further, all you have to do is press Tab and it goes to different levels. If you accidentally go too far and need to go backwards, if you hold down the Shift key and then Tab, it will move it back to its order. Next, we're going to take a look at working with the number list. We'll select this list, select numbers, and it automatically does 1 through 10. If I don't like it, I can click on it. I can go to Define New Number. I can select the number style I want. Let's go with this one. You can change the alignment to left, center, or right, depending on what you want. So if you want it centered within the text, it will do that. The preview window directly below this will show you what each does. So I'll go with centered, and then OK. And then I have my numbered list. If you decide that you need to start from a different number instead of first, you can select, and we'll start with 7th. Select OK, and it will start with 7th on. If I want to start a new section, I would hit Enter twice. And let's just pretend these are Disney films. When I hit Enter twice, notice that the numbering system continues. If I want this to restart at the beginning, all I have to do is right click. And because I set the value at 7, it's going to start at 7. And it will restart. But what I want to do is I want to go back to this. I want to go to numbering, and I want to change this back to the first. And then I also want to change this one back. If I decide I want this list to continue from the previous one, I can right click, select Continue Numbering, and then this will continue to number. And then if I go to the end and press Enter, I'm ready to type in my next movie. The next thing we want to look at is the multi-level list. I have set up here levels 1 through 9. There are actually 9 levels in the multi-list. You can click on the drop down arrow, you can select the format that you want, and it shows you at each level what that's going to look like. And so these are the different formats. You can customize your own to make them look and say whatever you want them to do, and we're going to do that here shortly. But first off, let's take a look at this one. So it automatically numbers it 1 through 9. But if I click here and then press tab, that takes me to level 2. If I press tab twice, it takes me to level 3. That would be level 4, level 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You can configure each one of these. You can change the font of these, you can change the color, and you can also change the numbering or lettering of each one of those. So let's see how you set this up. I'm going to first of all select this. I'm going to the multi-level list and define new multi-level. Now we can make some changes here. You would just select 1, 2, 3, 4, and you would select your font and what you want. Or the one that I prefer is define new list style. And the reason why I like this one is because you can rename it and save this so that if in the future you like it and in the future you want to use it again, then you can. So I'm just going to name this one style 2. And then you can have it start at 1. I'm fine with it starting at 1. And then you select this drop down to select the level you want to customize it. If there are some that you want to leave that way, then you can change it. But if you want level 3 to look a specific way, you can. Or if you want level 7 to look a certain way, then you can do that as well. So I'm going to select first level, and then I'm going to select my font. I'm just going to select any one at random. And then I'm going to select a color. And notice in my preview it shows me what this is going to look like. If I don't want it to be 1, I want it to start with Roman numerals, I can select that, and that's how it's going to begin. Then I go to my next level, select a font, and I'm just going to select the next color. And I'm just selecting anything at random. There's really, you can select it whatever you want. I just want to select different colors so that you can, in different fonts, so you can see how they appear. Now that I've done this, I'll select OK. You can see that it applied Roman numerals to each one of these. And then when I go to my level 2, then level 3, you can see that the font has been changed and that the colors have been changed in each of these. The next thing we're going to look at is located in the Insert tab, and we're going to take a look at tables. To insert a table, you click on the drop down arrow, and then you can just hover the mouse over these, and you can see that as we slowly move out and select these, it creates a table for us. And once I have the number of rows and columns that I want, I'll just click on it, and now I have my table. I'm going back to Insert and then Table. If I want to, I can actually draw a table, which is frankly quite disastrous for me. But if you are working on a project where you wanted to customize your own chart and create it, then you can. Go back to Insert, go back to Table. The other one is an Excel spreadsheet. I think you'll learn that working with tables in Excel is a lot more effective and a lot better than in Microsoft Word. And eventually we will get to that, but for now we're going to focus on Microsoft Word. And then this one here is really handy. It's the quick tables. And these are the ones that are built in. So if I went down to the Greek alphabet, you can tell that actually I don't like how that's with the rest of it. It makes it confusing. So I'm going to move my insertion point down here. Then I'll go to quick tables, and then there we go. That's a little bit cleaner. And if you need to make adjustments, you can click on these and modify it any way that you want. Another way to create a table is to convert text into a table. I made a bogus monthly expense here, and what I did is let's do cell phone, then I press tab, and let's say it's $90. What I can do is select this text, go to Insert, go to Table, and previously this Convert to Text table wasn't highlighted because I had no text selected. However, I do now, so I can click on this. It tells me the number of columns. I'd like to have 2. And since I separated them by tabs, this is what I did. You can also separate your information by commas, and the commas would tell Microsoft Word to create a new column or to put that information in a separate cell. I'll click OK, and now you see my title. I have monthly expenses, and then everything here is in a certain column. So if my car insurance happens to go down, I can change that to 155, or if it happens to go up, I can change it to 210. To modify the look and feel of the table is actually quite easy. If let's say I've got monthly expenses here, I can select both of these cells, and I'm going to select Merge Cells, and now this is going to merge them. If I want this title moved to the center, all I have to do is go up to the Paragraphs group and click on that, and now this will move it to the center. If I decide there's just too much space here and I don't like it, I can move my cursor until I have the 2 lines, hold down the left mouse button, slide that over. If I want to shrink the size of my table and make that smaller, then I can resize it that way. And then I can come over here and wait till I get move this till I get the 2 parallel lines and move that over. If you decide you need to insert a row, you can right click, look at the insert options, and I can insert columns to the left, to the right, insert rows above or below, or insert cells. I'm going to insert a row below, and now if I need to, I can add a new category. Let's say I had some type of accident. So I've got medical payments to make, and my payments are going to be $129 a month. I can now add a new expense. So let's say your medical payments have been paid off and you want to delete this row. You would just right click, go to delete cells, and then it gives you the option after they're deleted, do you want these cells down here to move up, or do you want the cells to move to the left? But we want to delete an entire row. So we're going to select OK, and now that deletes that. Another thing we want to do to this table is to add a little bit of pizzazz to it. So you can go to the Table Tools section, go to Design, and you can select one of the preset templates. We went with this one. You can do it that way. Let's say we want to customize our chart. So to do that, we have this text. We would go to Insert, Table. We're going to convert text to table, and it is by tabs. And then we're going to go here, we're going to right click, we're going to merge the cells, and then we'll go to Home, and we want this to be centered. Now we can select our text, our table. We can go to Design, or we can go to Layout. When we go to Layout, we can select different options and see what, we can distribute the rows. You can change things manually. If I wanted to, I could select my items and then sort them alphabetically. And then I can select my options as far as sorting those alphabetically. I want to go back to Design and stick with this. I can click this first cell. I can go to Shading, and I can make it yellow if I want. Then I can go to the, if I want, I can go back to this. I can create some type of border around it that I want. And this right here allows me to select what border I want. So I selected all of them. Then let's say I want all of this to be a different color of shading. I can customize my color. I want that to be fairly light because of the text. If I decide that I want a border around all of these, then I can go here to Border Styles. I can select the kind of style that I want. But what I need to do is go here. And as you scroll down, you can see where the border will go. The right is just on the right side. There's no border or all borders. I'll go with that.